Out of all the people I've researched in Hollywood, it still shocks me when someone is just so shamelessly fucking evil. Let's talk about Jared Leto and his really disturbing past. Now y'all know what I always say. Everything I'm about to say is alleged. I do not know Jared Leto. I don't know anybody I'm about to talk about. I'm just some bitch on the internet. I implore you to do your own research. So Jared Leto today is 53 years old. He got his big break in 1994 playing Claire Danes' love interest in the show called My So-Called Life. Claire was 14, Jared Leto was 21. In 2018, Claire would actually do an interview where she talks about how she was so inexperienced at the time that he actually had to teach her how to do the on-screen kiss. In 1998, he would go on to form the band 30 Seconds to Mars with his brother Shannon. And then in 2005, things start to get weird. The New York Post runs an article titled, "Hey, Leto Girl, Jared shows he's a teen player." And as y'all can see from this article, the very first line is, "Jared likes him young." The article goes on to talk about his relationship with Ashley Olsen and Lindsay Lohan, who were both 19 while he dated them and he was 33. But then it goes on to talk about how there was an anonymous source that reached out to the Post and gave them details about how Jared Leto rented a hotel room during New York Fashion Week so that he could like try to get in touch with and like communicate with these young models that were there for Fashion Week. The article alleges that most of them were like 16 to 17 years old and that he was like non-stop texting them all the time. In 2006, he attacks Elijah Wood at the MTV Woody Awards. Apparently, 3 years earlier, Elijah Wood had said in an interview that he didn't want to be like other actors who made music. He used 30 Seconds to Mars as an example, and then he said, "They fucking suck." Jared obviously did not take kindly to this. He approached Elijah at the award show. He first grabbed him by the shoulder and then whispered something into his ear. Then Jared allegedly walks away, turns back around, comes back to Elijah, grabs him by the neck, and he's like, "Fucking asshole," and then pushes him, like shoves him and walks away. In 2009, the media starts reporting that 30 Seconds to Mars has this like cult-like following. They run with it, they start making merch about it. Now we're gonna get back to the cult in just a little bit. Now the band in 2013 would go on to have a contest for their upcoming album. If you pre-ordered, you could be one of 5 people selected to have a sleepover at the band's house. From their own website though, it also states that one of those 5 people would actually get to spend the night at Jared's house in Jared's bed. Now this very same year, a post from a gossip forum called Boy goes super viral. Y'all can see the post is dated 2008 and it's titled "Jared Leto effing R-words his hookups." Now I'll move out of the way so y'all can pause and read it if you want to. But basically, a young girl is talking about her experience hooking up with him when she was just barely 17. She alleges he was unnecessarily aggressive, there was a lot of restraining, there was a lot of choking, and that apparently when she told him that she was in pain, he did not care. And at the end of her post, she basically states that she felt that she was being R-worded and that in his head, she believes that he thought he was R-wording her. In 2014, a former adult film star named Vicky Murray Jones comes forward about her experience with Jared Leto back in 2002. She alleges that she was partying with him and his brother. She was dancing on Jared first, and then she went on to dance on his brother, and that when she was dancing on his brother, Jared came up from behind her, grabbed her by the neck, and then started whispering and saying really disturbing and freaky-deaky things in her ear. She alleges she was really scared. In 2015, James Gunn, the director of Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy, posted a very cryptic video on Periscope. He basically went on this super long rant about Jared Leto being like an ass and like getting physical with underage girls. The video was quickly deleted, and then he went on Instagram and said that it was an Ambien fueled rant. We will come back to James in a minute because it's not the last time he talks about Jared Leto. In 2015, a lot of posts on websites like Lipstick Alley and Tumblr and boy forums were going viral, posts that were describing their interactions with Jared. Most of these posts have been deleted, but I have context from what they said. One girl alleges that she and him were physical when she was 15, and she says, "He's gross, stay away from him." Another girl alleging that she lost all respect for him when she realized that a lot of the girls that she knew had been approached by him, including her best friend who was, I believe, 15 at the time. Another claiming that she met him when she was 17 on the set of a movie and that they would go all around New York City, like meeting at these different hotels. She said that despite the fact that he knew that she was 17, he would ask her to tell him that she was 14 or 15. She said he was pushy, coercive, and unnecessarily rough. So let's talk about the infamous Suicide Squad situation. Jared, of course, played the Joker. There are so many blind items about how his co-stars did not want to work with him. They didn't want to be around him, including Margot Robbie, who allegedly was considering like a restraining order at one point because he was so obsessed with her. If you did not know, Jared Leto is a method actor, and method acting is when an actor takes a role or like a character and basically becomes them 24/7 as a way of like getting into character. They will interact with everybody as if they are that character. So imagine having to live every day interacting with the Joker. Other method actors in Hollywood are Johnny Depp, Leo DiCaprio, and James Franco. And I feel like there's a theme here. We should probably start to look into like the connection between method acting and being a horrible human being. While filming the movie, a blind item alleges that Margot was so uncomfortable with his method acting that she felt like at some point she would be hurt by him. Alright y'all, this video is getting just a tiny bit long, so I'm gonna have to make a part 2, but if this video is up, so is part 2 because I never make y'all wait for part 2, okay? You're not gonna find it in the comments, you're just gonna find it on my page. You can go there and check it out now.